Um, yeah, not a good day. I'm sure you see the title. I was getting ready to go to the gym and really fighting back emotion here, but I have thoughts I wanted to share immediately. So it's a sad day. I literally talked to him a week ago. He was having a lot of pain. He was getting some spinal injections, and then because he was literally staying at a care center because he couldn't walk. And for those of you who need some context, we're talking about my dear friend EJ Wells, owner of Happyland Studios, passed away. His partner Rick posted something in the Happyland group on Facebook, which we're going to look at, is also on the website. I went ahead and used it as the thumbnail. Um, all of a sudden, I started getting a bunch of messages from people that saw it before I did. So, shout out to Kevin Holt, Josh, everybody that was messaging me, letting me know. Really fighting back, crying right now, guys. Not everybody would go live immediately to talk about it, but I just wanted to let you guys know because not everybody knew EJ, the man. Um, I was not expecting this. His health has not been the best for years now, literally. So there's a select group of people. So I talk to God and pray. I don't know who's religious, and if you don't want to hear this, I'm sorry for you. But I talk to the Lord every night before bed. I have a private conversation. I have my own standard part of my prayer, and then there's specific things that are, is in the moment every night. And one thing that hasn't changed for almost 4 years is a special prayer for EJ Wells every single day. So when the COVID stuff started, he had a terrible run of health. And that's kind of what kind of kick-started where we are right now. So it's I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm really fighting it back right now. It's not a good day. Not a good day. What a great guy. What a great guy. Um, Not everybody knows this. George is very close to him as well. So I don't know what George is doing right now. George is like 7 or 8 hours ahead of me. He's across the world. But I text him and let him know what's going on. George is going to be deeply saddened by this as well. We were both very close with EJ. Um, Literally 10 days ago, I sent Josh the screenshot of the most recent conversation. Out of nowhere, because I hadn't talked to EJ since end of July, so we didn't talk at all in August because I didn't know. And he messages me. I've been living in a physical rehab facility for the last month. Currently enjoying a home visit, a couple hours to hang with Susan and my kitties because he's a big cat guy. I said, "Holy shit, EJ, what the hell happened?" He said, "The short story is I can't walk due to hip and back pain." I said, "Well, shit, EJ, are they gonna be able to get you back closer to your usual health?" I mean, we're back and forth, and it looks like some spinal injections, then a surgery. And I'll leave it at that because it's a little bit more personal after that. But man, what a sad day in the fragrance community. Just sad day, period. Not just for fragrance, but um, needless to say, I'm not wearing this today anymore. I'm gonna wear something Happyland. Um, Not sure what. I'm about to go to the gym. Try to I guess do some reflecting because that's where I do my most of my reflecting. I wasn't planning on going live today. Of course, you don't plan for stuff like this. Um, what a shitty day. Those of you that got to know EJ even a little bit, you understand how devastating this. I mean, life loss is always a devastating thing, but he was a very special person in this little hobby, little corner of the world that we have. So, man, really fighting it back right now, guys. Like I said, most people probably wouldn't go live immediately finding stuff like this out, but I really wanted to put it out there of what we lost. Bear with me for a sec, guys. Drinking my pre-workout. Man, this one hurts more than Carlos did. And I was very close with Carlos, too. EJ was a confidant for me around 2020 when the lockdowns were happening and the community decided they wanted to turn on me because I started to grow. When everybody started accusing me of buying subscribers, I had EJ. It's one of the confidants I had to kind of vent frustration with how I was being unfairly treated. Man, I've EJ made a fragrance for me before we ever did Zed Creators. So it's still on the market. I don't know what the situation is going to be moving forward, but even after I got changed from Man Shit, with a creative name, right? It's what Homeland Extreme was. I didn't have any real part in the creative process for that. He just kind of made it for me. That was how EJ felt about me. That's why he named it that way. That's why I created the scent profile, just uber masculine, crazy and in your face. Man, that's what I need to wear today. Where is it? So some of you are newer to the hobby and weren't around whenever this came out. But EJ made this for me. See, it says created for TLTG. And this was available on the market. He gave me a few bucks a bottle for every bottle sold and everything. Like, he didn't have to do that. I was a little bitty channel at the time. I might have had 2,000 subscribers. You know, like I said, this was Zed Creators was in the talks, but we hadn't done it yet. Super smoky aromatic fougere. Think of Bois de Portugal with smoke. It's kind of like what this is. So it's Homeland Extreme is what it stayed on the market as. We just did a small run with it labeled for me. So that was the first time anything in this community had my name on it. What a great guy. What a great guy. You guys have no idea how creative. You've heard me say mad scientist and all. We kind of dubbed in that a few years ago, several of us in the community, because sometimes his fragrances would come across as inspired by other things because he would get inspiration from different things. And sometimes they were just crazy unique. And he'd always get so excited to tell me he's got something going. He'd give me the sneak peek way before he was ready to produce them. And he'd let me know the idea. Hey, this is coming in a few months. Here's what I'm thinking for Halloween when it's freaking spring, you know. Man, it's a horrible, horrible day. Sorry, I'm not keeping up on the comments. We'll just hang for a few more minutes, guys. I really wanted to come put this out on the internet. I want people to know, because this pained me too. This was a few years ago. Obviously, the person that said these things were good. It's water under the bridge at this point, but there was a time that it was a narrative that EJ only does anything with me because he's not stupid and he knows I can sell bottles for him and make money. He doesn't even like me. That was publicly said at one point a few years ago. Remember, everybody turned against me at one point about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. And that was so far from the truth. Always was. You guys have no idea how good of a guy he was. The term salt of the earth gets thrown around here and there. I say it from time to time about certain people. I said it about Omos yesterday, which is true. Omos, the Nigerian giant, the wrestler, Jordan, He's salt of the earth. He's a wonderful person. I try to surround myself with people like that as much as possible. And EJ was that. Was. Can't believe I have to say the word was. Appreciate you, Josh. Yeah, Josh was the first message I saw, and then I switched over to go to screenshot the last part of my conversation with EJ to send to Josh, and I saw Kevin Holt that messaged me too. Oh, man. Oh, wow, lost a true gem. Yeah, EJ really is special. Joe knows EJ pretty well too. Yeah, great man, always a great support of mine. Yeah, EJ had his guys. EJ didn't watch a ton of content, but he has his guys. Speaking of his guys, like Joe's one of them, and then Joe DDLD. I need to message Joe. I'm sure somebody's messaged Joe. Dry Down Lowdown. They were really close too. As well as Scott Fontaine, 504 Man Reviews. Even though Scott doesn't do reviews anymore, EJ always sends him fragrances. I just love Scott. Shout out to Scott. Godspeed. Yeah. I can only imagine how Susan is. It's a shock. Rest in peace, CJ. The world and fragrance community will never be the same. Thoughts and prayers to his family. Yeah. Let's rest in power. We're just getting into Happyland Fragrances prayers. Those close to him. What's going on, Kyler? It so happens I'm wearing Mad Anthony today. Yeah. Anybody that has anything from Happyland, I don't care if it's out of season, wear it today. For me, please. Crazy, guys. Never know. Gone like that. It's not a complete shock because his health has not been good for the last few years. Those of you close to him that are watching this right now, his health has not been good. But man, I didn't see this coming. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Rest in peace. What happened? I don't know exactly the details. Let's do a screen share and read what Rick put. This is on the website. This is also in the Happyland group. Let me gather myself so I can read this out loud. All right. Big boy pants, Ross. You can do this. It is with profound sadness that we share the passing of Happyland Studio founder and creator EJ Wells. EJ cherished many friendships in the music and fragrance communities. His creativity will endure both his music recordings and the continued availability, so Happyland is not dying. That's great. The continued availability of Happyland Studio lines of fragrances. EJ put together a small team who worked alongside EJ on a daily basis. EJ's wish was for Happyland Studio to continue to offer the fragrances that he created, and we will continue to fill and ship orders for our valued friends and customers. Thank you for being part of the Happyland Studios family. So I know he's got batches made. EJ always would make a lot. And if something was an immediate hit, which most of the time it was, he would make a lot. So, and they have the formulas and everything, so they can always continue to mix it. So where it stands now, Happyland is not going anywhere. The saddest part is there will be no new creations, obviously. That's the least important thing is him creating new fragrances. It's more important that he would still be here, but it's good to know that anybody that has yet to try anything from him still can. He's so creative. So creative. good you had with him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's definitely a legend on multiple levels. Didn't know EJ except for his artistry, but I have nothing but respect for him. Rest in peace. You'll be remembered. We're all sorry for your loss. Sounds like he was great. He was. He was. I've been fighting it real hard for this stream, guys, but I really, and there's Scott. There's Scott. So, Scott, I don't know if you heard what I said, but I mentioned you just a moment ago, actually, because there's a few of us that are really close to him, and I know you're one of them. So, indeed, I just read all of who EJ is. Sworn land is deceiving for myself. I talked to him once. You're right, Rossi. No, I don't do much. So you did hear. Content longest man was one of my biggest fans and always kept in touch with me. I miss him dearly. Same. You immediately came to mind. Joe NYC Fragrances came to mind. DDLD, because I know we're kind of his little inner circle. George, obviously, all came to mind. Like, holy shit. I didn't know. I mean, I figured you saw it on the internet too, or somebody messaged you. I don't know if you saw the part. I just talked to him last week when he was letting me know the spinal injections and the surgery he was about to have and how he was staying in a care center and all that. So I didn't see this coming. I literally prayed for him last night. Because like I said, I have a special prayer for EJ every night for almost 4 years. So, because he's had a lot of trials and tribulations with his health. Man. Well, on that note, guys, any of you that have something from Happyland Studio, okay, yeah, you did split. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, I think he might have had a bad feeling because he was probably reaching out to everybody he was close to. I bet that's what it was. Yeah, he was in pain. He was in pain for years, guys. So everybody that has something from Happyland, again, like I said, I don't give a shit if it's out of season because it's too hot for man shit today, also known as Homeland Extreme. But I'm wearing this today. If you have something from Happyland, wear it proudly today in honor of a great man. Please. So, yeah. So on that note, I am going to take my frustration out on the weights. I was about to head to the gym, and then this shit, man. Little damn gonna miss man badly. He was local to me. Damn. Spray them all in the clone room tonight and rock them like he would. Hell yeah, Scott. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. EJ Wells, rest in peace. You will be sorely missed. The world lost a great man. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Y'all have a good one.